All right, let's get into it. Today, we're taking a deep dive into one of the most important ideas in business, competitive advantage. We're going to look past all the usual buzzwords and really figure out what makes a company built to last.
Okay, so you've heard the term moat thrown around, right? It's that, impenetrable wall a great company builds around its business. But what if the moat that gets all the hype, the one everyone is obsessed with building, is actually more like a mirage than a real fortress?
To really get why it can be a trap, we first have to understand the hero of modern business strategy. And for the past decade or so, that hero has been the all-powerful network effect.
So what is it exactly? A network effect is actually a really simple but incredibly powerful idea. A product gets more valuable as more people use it. Just think about a ride-sharing app like Uber. It's only useful because there are tons of drivers and tons of riders on the app. More of each makes the service way better for everyone involved.
And you know what's wild? This is not a new idea. Not at all. Way back in 1908, AT&T's annual report just nailed it. This quote perfectly explains the logic. The value isn't the phone itself, it's the connection. The value is the network.
Now look at how this chart shows you exactly how this works. As more users get on board, the value of the service just curves up, almost taking off like a rocket. This increases what we call a customer's willingness to pay. Basically, people will pay more for access to a bigger, better network. It makes perfect sense.
But here's the thing. If network effects are so magical, why doesn't every company with one just completely dominate its industry? Well, as we're about to see, it turns out there can be some pretty serious cracks in this supposedly impenetrable castle.
And this is the crucial point, right here. Just having a bunch of users or even calling yourself a platform is not a golden ticket. It's definitely not a guarantee of long-term success, and honestly, thinking it is can be a huge strategic mistake.
In fact, there's this author and professor, Jonathan Nee, who identified what he calls the 4 platform delusions. These are the common traps that people fall into. He points out that, look, platforms are not new. Going digital isn't automatically better. Not every platform actually has a strong network effect, and a lot of the time, these markets do not end up with one single winner-take-all company.
And the numbers, wow, they really drive this point home. One study tracked 252 different companies that were all trying to build a winning platform. At the end of it all, only 43 actually succeeded. That's a success rate of just 17%. It shows you just how tough this really is.
This all leads us to this idea of fake moats, things that look like a real advantage but just crumble under pressure. And the classic example is the first mover advantage. I mean, it seems great to be first, right? But followers can just learn from all your expensive mistakes and use newer, better technology. Being first only really matters if you use that head start to build a real moat, like Facebook did to create its network or to lock up some kind of scarce resource.
So, if network effects aren't the be-all and end-all, what should we be looking for? Let's talk about the other, often hidden, competitive advantages that create truly long-lasting businesses.
Okay, first up, intangible assets. These are these powerful, non-physical advantages. The most obvious one is brand identity. I mean, think of Nike. That swoosh logo allows them to charge a higher price, and it inspires a loyalty that a generic sneaker just could never touch. Patents and exclusive government licenses also fall into this really powerful category.
Here's another absolute classic, a rock-solid moat, cost advantage. It's simple. If you can make your product or provide your service cheaper than anyone else, you hold all the cards. You can either beat your rivals on price and grab market share, or you can sell at the same price and just enjoy much fatter profits. And Walmart is the undisputed king of this moat.
And then you have this one, which is less about attracting customers and more about making it a total pain for them to leave. These are switching costs. It's all about friction. How much of a hassle is it for your customers to ditch you? Think about changing your bank account. All the paperwork, moving your direct deposits, all the auto payments. That hassle is the switching cost, and it's a powerful way to keep customers.
Okay, this slide right here is basically your cheat sheet. It's the perfect summary. You've got your network effects like Visa's payment system, intangible assets like Apple's brand, cost advantage like Walmart's incredible supply chain, and switching costs like the headache of leaving your bank. And the truly great companies, they often combine several of these.
But just knowing the types of moats isn't the whole story. The real leap in thinking is to look at competition in a completely different way. You see, for decades, everyone saw business strategy as a zero-sum game. For me to win, you have to lose.
But a more modern and frankly more powerful view is that the goal isn't just to fight over your slice of the pie. The real goal is to work with others to make the entire pie bigger for everyone.
And this is where the value net idea is so brilliant. It maps out everyone who has an impact on your business. So yeah, customers, suppliers, and competitors are on there. But it adds a crucial fourth group that is so often overlooked, complementers. These are other businesses that make your product more valuable. Think about the iPhone. App developers are complementers. They make the iPhone ecosystem so much stronger for everybody.
And this chart just nails the ultimate goal of any business strategy. You want to create as much daylight as possible between what a customer is willing to pay for your thing and what it costs you to make it. A strong brand boosts what customers will pay, while a cost advantage lowers your costs. The wider that gap, the more value you're creating. It's that simple.
Okay, theory is great, but let's make this practical. How can you become a moat detective and actually analyze any business you come across?
There you go, a quick toolkit. Just a few key questions you can ask to see if a company has a real, durable moat or if it's just a temporary advantage.
First, let's go back to our original hero. Does the business actually have network effects? And maybe more importantly, how strong are they really? Does the leader have a massive advantage, or can new players still come in and compete?
Next, you got to look for that lock-in. What really stops a customer from just walking away? Is it a financial penalty, losing valuable data, or is it just the sheer time and effort it would take to change? Are those switching costs high enough to actually matter?
And finally, let's end with this one, because it's a powerful question that gets right to the heart of those intangible assets. Does the brand, all by itself, increase a customer's willingness to pay? Are people paying a premium just for the name? If you can answer that, you know a lot about whether a company has created real, lasting value that goes way beyond just its product.